Mm. We're live. We're live. We're live. That's right. We are live. Good morning, business builders, and welcome to Business for Breakfast, where business is the most important middle of the day. I'm your host, Aaron Novinger, the Venti Business Guy, otherwise known as VBG. Our goal in this show is to make you 1% smarter today by unpacking business news over the last 24 hours, sprinkle with tips and tricks to help you mind your own business. I know you're not here for me. I wish you were, but you're not. And by the way, I'm okay with that. I really am. You're actually here for the morning mark, and not a big deal. I get it. Like that's why I'm here. To be honest with you, like you don't understand. The morning mark sets my entire day, and it's about to set your entire day. Why? Because no props required, no drinks, no gear, just you and a functioning brain. We'll work with what we've got. Wherever you are, desk, truck, kitchen, job site, standing or sitting, it doesn't matter. Pick one thing you will finish today. Not a list, not 10, not three, just one. Now, mark it mentally and write it down. That is the line in the sand. That's the thing the day doesn't get to erase. That is the pause that sharpens the edge, the moment that turns noise into signal. It's the tiny act that makes business owners dangerous in a good way. That, my friends, is your morning mark. Your day's officially started now. Guys, I'm telling you right now, uh, you guys drive, I'll dive. Buckle up, buttercup. Let's roll. Okay. Now, you know that we always start with this day in history. And Justin, you're saying all systems go. You hear me, you see me, I'm all good, right? Thumbs up for my bro from another Mo. Yes. All right. Why don't we hang out with this day in history? Okay. Thank you, sir. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. You're not going to really believe it, to be honest with you. But ready for this? Okay. Ready? This day in history. Remember, today, it's always live, it's always fresh, it's always new. Today, you're getting the briefing of February 18th, 2026. Everything we talk about here is current as of today. All right. So, this day in history, 1953, the very first 3D movie premiere. Those freaking amazing blue and red 3D glasses that, if you guys remember, born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, party in the 90s, those 3D glasses were like everything to us, right? Our parents were like, "I don't want to go. I have vertigo." And the kids are like, "Are you crazy? You guys are old." Right. Well, that all started in 1953, right? 2001. Ready for this? Discovery of the cork gluon plasma. All this CERN crap. Scientists at CERN announced evidence of a new state of matter, the cork gluon plasma. This primal soup, okay, is believed primordial soup, not primal, primordial soup is believed to have existed in the first microseconds after the Big Bang, before protons and neutrons formed. But you also know that, like, if you've kind of been hanging out listening about the CERN, um, that it's closer to like Stranger Things and opening up different portals and stuff. Like, it's crazy, bro. What else? This day in history, 1876, direct harmonic telegraph patent. Elijah Gray applied for a patent for a device that could transmit musical tones. Yeah, while often overshadowed by the telephone patent race occurring at the same time, his work was foundational to multi channel communication. So basically, sending, transmit musical tones. Like, I wonder how that's different than like radio waves, which I know is a different type of wave, but they're all waves, right? So that's crazy. I wonder if that was like the beginning of the telegraph that we know about later on. I don't know. It's a very, very interesting. This day in history was the inauguration of Jefferson Davis. In Montgomery, Alabama, J. Davis was inaugurated as the provisional president of the Confederate States of America, a major escalation on the path toward the American Civil War, which we talked about yesterday. Was on that day in history, was the very first submarine that was used during the American Civil War, like 1869, something like that. Dude, it was crazy. Okay. And so, yeah, very, very, very insane. What else? Oh, this day in history, the independence of the Gambia. Gambia gained full independence from the UK, man, the UK freaking owned everything, bro. It was like the Roman Empire, then like the British Empire, and then like we just got like where everybody else was like the sucker fish off the whale, you know? What else? Freaking 1519 Cortez. This is my boy. The Spanish conquistador departed from Cuba for the coast of Mexico with 11 ships and 500 men, an expedition that would ultimately lead to the fall of the Aztec Empire. You want to know why it led to the fall of the Aztec Empire? Because Cortez, I'm not saying he's the only one. I'm saying he's the most famous explorer for doing this one thing. And this is, by the way, what Cortez did. You understand. He was the very first guy. He was before Tony Robbins. He was before Dave Bayer. He was before all these manifestation, fourth dimension, neuro science guys, all these NLP guys. No. Cortez was first. You want to know why? Because you remember his whole thing, right? He would land on the shore and order his men to burn the ships. That's right. That's right. So that way, there would never even be 1% thought in any of the men that the only way out of here is either we defeat or we get defeated. We either defeat or we are defeated, but there is no retreat. That was Cortez, bro. If you don't think that they decided Cortez, literally, when you do that, what you're telling the men is there's only one way out of here, me or you. And I promise you, it ain't going to be you. Bro, if you don't think that's fourth dimension stuff, right? Not third dimension, fourth dimension, manifesting. Okay. Dude, when you've decided you're going to do something, that's not the same thing as wanting. I want to win. I want to win this battle. Right. We're going to burn the ships and we've decided we're winning. And trust me, if I don't win, you're not coming out standing up. I promise you that. Like, bro, that's a mindset that we could adopt today from 1519. Decide, man. What do you think the morning mark is about? Make a decision. What's the one thing you're going to do today, bro? One thing. Man, can you tell today's freaking amazing day in news? Oh my God, dude. Famous birthdays. Anybody famous we need to talk about? Oh, there's a few of them. John Travolta. Staying alive. Woo, 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 staying alive. John Travolta. Bee Gees. By the way, it was actually Saturday Night Live Fever, but it was like around the same time. So I apologize for making you think that John Travolta was Barry Gibbs. No, he's not. Okay. But John Travolta, our boy, birthday today. Who else? Dr. Dre, people. That's right, boy. Dude, Dr. Dre in the 80s, bro. I mean, I had so many of these cassettes that were, what do they call them? Like NR 17 or 18 plus, something like that. Mature 18 plus, that I had like these cassettes that I had like hidden in my bedroom when I was young. NWA, like, dude, like Dr. Dre, like all these guys were so instrumental in my early 1980s music. And Dr. Dre was huge, man. Yoko Ono, that's right. Japanese artist, singer, peace activist, but actually we all know as the wife of John Lennon. Okay, let's be honest. Yoko tried to be like the Meghan Markle of Prince Harry. Okay, so both things happened at the same time. Prince Harry lost lots of street cred, and then Yoko Ono became very annoying. Okay, what are you seeing right now with Meghan and Harry? The dude walked on water until he connected with that psycho chick. Okay, and two things are happening at the same time. She keeps trying for more and more attention, is quite literally probably, I'm saying Olympic. I'm not saying she's gold medal, like medal winner, but she's definitely podium on the most fake, inauthentic person who's trying to make you believe the opposite. She's for sure, like if she's not gold, she is right behind on silver, right behind. Okay. Yoko's definitely got to be podium somewhere. Okay. But it's been a few years. And so we've kind of forgotten about the fact that she was like literally like medal winning good at this. What else happened on this day of history? No freaking way, bro. 1930 was the discovery of freaking Pluto. Yep. Using a blink comparator, what the rizzle, at the Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, AZ, astronomer Clyde Tombaugh discovered Pluto. For 76 years, it was considered the ninth planet. And then we realized it's actually a dwarf planet. So it's actually not a planet. It's actually a dwarf planet. You remember, like, when we found out, we were like, it's like when you found out, like, not everything was real. And you're like, wait a minute, Pluto's not real. Like, What about the food pyramid? What about like vaccines? Like, what about all this stuff? Like, what? So fat's actually good for the body? What? Like the brain just starts melting, like the first time you realized, like, hundreds of years ago, when somebody died in surgery and then they came out and they were like, it's all your fault. You didn't pray enough. Like, God doesn't really like you. Okay. And then like half the family goes and commits suicide. And then, but then we realized the doctor didn't wash his hands before the last surgery. I know, right? Germ theory. What the rizzle drizzle? Okay. Yes. Freaking Pluto. Okay. Oh, right here, this day in history, the Perseverance rover lands on Mars. Yep. And this day in history, 1977, the year after I was born, I was 1 year old. The Space Shuttle Enterprise took its main flight. Though it was atmospheric test piggybacked on a Boeing 747, which, by the way, you got to go back to the 80s and see how these things came back and like they would leave on the back of a freaking giant Boeing 747, a huge double decker, like strapped on the back of it, like a piggyback, like a backpack, a giant ass space shuttle on the back of a giant ass Boeing 747, like a backpack. The coolest freaking thing you've ever seen. Okay. Watch this thing kind of like take off, right? Or I think does it land? It can't land because it says to connect as it's coming back in. It's got to be as it takes off. I'm guessing. Anyway, fun fact today is, are you ready? It is National, okay, Battery Day. Okay, like actual, not like we're about to box. We're talking like A's, double A's, triple A's. There's no freaking single A battery. What the H is wrong with me? Double A's, triple A's, C's, D's. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, National Battery Day. Okay, go make sure your freaking flashlights and all that crap, the little transistor radio, and you're like, and on today's news, right? Remember that little thing right there? Make sure that dang thing has batteries, please, because the one time you're going to need it is the exact time you're like, damn it, we have no lights. Are the batteries good in the flashlight? Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not. Okay. Now, you beautiful people, now that we got this freaking day started, okay, with honestly probably the greatest this day in history that you've ever seen. I don't know. I mean, it felt like that good. How about we jump into some juicy news? But before we do that, you always know I got to do my disclaim, right? Okay, so while we talk only business, economy, everything here on Business for Breakfast, please remember I don't hold any securities licenses. This show is for educational entertainment purposes only and does not constitute any financial recommendations. My job's to help you run your biz like a Fortune CEO, not run your portfolio. Now it's time for some juicy news. Juicy news. Come on, people. Man. Bro, I know. Can you feel this energy, bro? I wake up like this, man. I'm buzzing all day. The show does not help, man. Like I told you before, the teacher always learns more than the student. Like the one doing the show gets the most out of the show. Okay. And honestly, I'm a big believer in accountability in all areas of weakness. And so for me, making sure that I start with the right mindset, this is like, it's like my checks and balance, which the reason I started is because I kind of figured we all needed this checks and balance, right? Because I promise you, mark my words, you cannot listen to this show as a mom and pop Venti shop and come out of this show not changed. You can't. It's humanly impossible. This show is engineered to make you stop. You can't stop learning as you're laughing and crying. Yeah, I know, right? And so for you guys, let's jump into that. And the currency that makes this thing run is just liking and subscribing. Guys, I appreciate you much. You have no concept of literally the people that are on here ask questions. It's absolutely amazing. And so, but the only way to basically let the whole world know, look, there is a dude out there at 7 a.m. who wants to help get you guys ready for the day, a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of in the know, a little bit of inspiration. Yeah. Like and subscribe is the only way that actually happens, right? Okay, good. Now that we know that, it is time for some juicy news, and you have no concept of what's coming. But before we do that, you guys know we do small business accounting. We've been doing it for almost 60 years. Beck and I were able to buy the firm from the last surviving owner years ago. And so our jam is and has always been mom and pop Venti shops. So if that is you, listen, man, there's two ways to hit us up. If you got questions about accounting, bookkeeping, consulting, strategy, you got an idea for a business you've been wanting to start, you don't know where to start, you're stuck in your biz, bro, you got help here. We believe in open sourced help. Okay, so whether you want information about anything we do, you can hit us up businessforbreakfastradio.com. Submit a question. Hey, I got an idea for a business plan. Great. I'll reply directly or read it on air, or schedule directly with me. Speak with Aaron.com. Speak with aaron.com. That's aaron.com. Okay, people. Now let's jump into some Jersey. Jersey. Ah, this was a couple days ago, Matt. Did you know Genius? Great follow on X. Convenience saves time, but engagement gives life. The goal isn't to eliminate effort, it's to choose effort that energizes you. What you do willingly reveals what truly matters to you. And he was actually reposting from James Clear, another great follow. Um, and it was, he said, a Monday morning question for you. The cost of convenience is vitality. You can have a lot of things done for you in the modern world, and many of them are great time savers. But the feeling of being alive comes from being fully engaged in the right task, not free from all tasks. Sure, you can automate and delegate all sorts of things, but the more interesting question is what fills you with so much liveliness that you want to do the work yourself? My God, bro. Liking James, freaking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, James Clear. This dude's got over 1 million followers. Oh, he's a freaking author of Atomic Habits. What the rizzle? I knew this dude. I knew it. Okay. Do you see this? This is huge, man. This is huge. Okay, because in the end, um, I was talking with one of our account managers, Shar, and she was doing some ride-alongs with me a couple weeks ago, and we were hanging out, and she was like, she's like, dude, you're just like buzzing electric. I said, man, it's weird because you guys know I'm in school full time, trying to finish up, get my business degree by the end of the year, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, early next spring, studying for my LSATs. I kind of figured I've barely grown up, so what am I going to do the next 50 years? And I just absolutely love, love, love legal, and I love mainly, you guys understand, like the two trades that screw mom and pop Venti shops most: accounting and legal. Okay. And so kind of Rebecca and I were like, you know what? We're going to divide and conquer, and we're just going to build the greatest back office company on earth for our mom and pop Venti shops. And so, but she was like, how do you like get up? I get up at 3, no later than 4 a.m. every day. 4 a.m. is like sleeping in for me. I'm studying for a couple hours, and then I'm prepping for the show. And so she's like, I said, but you don't understand. Like, I can't wait to go to bed at night. Like, I can't wait. Like, my lifestyle is engineered in such a way. This is exactly what James is talking about. My lifestyle is engineered in such a way where I'm an 8-year-old, and this is Christmas Eve, and Santa's coming tonight. Did you hear that? I can't wait. I am giddy to wake up in the morning. Giddy. That's what James is talking about. If you're not, we got to do some work, man. Take that scalpel, and we've got to do some surgery on this, because you should be excited about getting out of bed in the morning. It should excite you because you've got so many fun things you're doing. And Scott Adams, bro, the greatest human being alive that engineered this. Very, very big on teaching systems over goals, right? So build a system that engineers the lifestyle you want, right? Don't make it a goal like, oh my God, I'm going to wake up every day at 5 a.m. No, bro, that's like torture, okay? Like create. I can't wait to talk with you guys about the Reframe at the end of the show, because it totally changed my life, and always from our boy, Scott Adams. And so I'm just telling you guys, man, like engineer the lifestyle that you guys want, okay? It absolutely unequivocally will change your life, okay? What else is going on in the news today? Oh my gosh, man, there's so much happening. Okay. Here we go. Here's the title: Mom and Pop Contractors Helping ICE Rapidly Expand. Yeah, that's right. Here's the story. ICE is rapidly expanding its operation with a nearly tripled budget of $75 billion through 2029, leading to a 120% increase in personnel and billions in contracts with major firms and first-time mom and pop contractors for items like vehicle customization, weapons training, sniper programs, and office furniture. Examples include Castle Partners securing a $2.2 million no-bid contract for vehicle customization. Let's see. Reticence Group for pistol and rifle training, and B12 Technologies for iris scanners amid urgent needs to equip new officers. Bro, why is this huge for us, man? because us mom and pops are now getting a slice of the pie. It opens up huge opportunities for us mom and pop venti shops to bid on these federal contracts, which we know. Once you get one of these bad boys, it's very difficult to lose one of these bad boys. Okay, which we know having federal contracts, like serving the public sector and the private sector, you're just diversifying your bizzo. Like, why the H wouldn't you do this? Okay, and by the way, if you have questions about this, our offices help with some of this paperwork and stuff because we already know you have to spin all 7 plates of business yourself. Okay. And so you as a mom and pop venti shop don't have necessarily discretionary time. We do this for our bizzo owners. This is what we do. So if you guys have questions about this, for sure, schedule a time for us to talk at speakwithaaron.com or hit me up at businessforbreakfastradio.com. We can definitely help you guys with this. Okay. What else is going on in the news? There's so much. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. How in the rizzle drizzle does Logan Paul keep winning, bro? Keep winning. I know, bro. It's a mindset. It's this mindset of like that Neville Goddard always talks about. Like, you just wake up every day with the mindset that things just go your way. And the universe starts bending to your will. And if you don't think the freaking Paul brothers through everything, you remember 10 years ago, I don't remember which Paul it was, going through the freaking Chinese suicide forest, got annihilated. Basically, had to go back. They shaved them and they walked them through the center of the town with a scarlet letter, P for Paul, right to the middle of town, like Game of Thrones naked. Okay. And then the dude comes back. Freaking Jake Paul, the same thing, bro. Like, these Paul brothers just can't stop thinking of ways to be relevant, bro. And this dude sells his legendary Pikachu illustrator card for 16.5 millos. 16.5 millos. Now it's the world record for the most expensive trading card ever sold. I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm telling you right now, I am making a run on Garbage Pail Kids. I swear to you, dude. They're coming back. I'm going to order them by the boxes, bro. I'm writing it down right now. Garbage Pail Kids. People are like, hey, Ron, you're an idiot. Just wait, bro. Remember Pete from Saturday Night Live? Start getting all these VHS tapes not opened. He did, bro. And you know what? Everybody's like, you're an idiot. And now they're like, you're a genius. I'm going to start ordering some Garbage Pail Kids. Do you not beat me to it? Do not. Okay. I thought that was a freaking fantastic story. What else is going on in the news today, my beautiful people? Oh, here it is. Here's the title: How Grocery Store Wine Sales Could Ruin New York's Small Retailers. So here's the story. New York lawmakers are considering legislation to allow wine sales in grocery stores, which a 2024 Siena poll shows 80% of New Yorkers support for consumer convenience. But this could severely impact small, independently owned, basically liquor shops. Wine and alcohol shops, basically. This is huge, man, because the bottom line is these are industries dominated by mom and pop. So if you ever went over to we have friends of ours that are Italian, and for years they lived actually in downtown Rome. And the first time we went to their place, we saw their refrigerator, and it was it looked like a dorm fridge. I was like, hey, so what's right, where's the main fridge? And she was like, right, this is the main fridge. And I was like, right, where's all your food? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. We have to buy our crap daily because it's bad by tomorrow. Like, I buy my bread, and by tomorrow I could basically use it as a weapon. I can shave it down into a shiv and stick it up my bung, and then use it in war. That's the bread there, because they don't have anything other than deliciousness, which we know expires in 48 hours. Okay, deliciousness always expires, right? So they go in, and every day on the way home, she stops in at the local community mom and pop venti shop to do her shopping, buy her liquor, buy everything. It's all dominated, consumed by the mom and pop venti shop. If you allow the Wegmans to come in, the Specs to come in, these big, a Walmart to come in, you understand what's happening, bro? You can't allow this. New York, I swear, if New York passes this, it is the perfect example of those morons. I'm telling you right now, do not get yourself a scarlet letter M for moron. New York lawmakers, for the love of Mary, get your ass out of that castle, walk your ass down the hill into the village and hang out with the peasants, bro. Hang out with us. Stop this BS. What the hell is wrong with you? Use your brain. You guys keep making these stupid ass decisions that are like, they're going to hurt you for decades. You're probably never recovering. How is it that California and New York, which literally like freaking trading places in the 80s, the greatest freaking town, Cali in the 70s and 80s, bro, even back when Schwarzenegger was around, just the greatest place on earth. What in the hell, man? It is not okay. These people that live in the castle don't care because what you're suffering through does not affect them even 1%. But because they own all the media in the land, they make the media basically sell it. Oh my God, we're like praying for you guys. Turkey like turkey like corn. Oh my God. As people are freaking reheating like porridge, like freaking nacho libre, like day 3 of this disgusting mush, you know? And then he freaking starts winning as a wrestler and starts giving delicious salads, especially to what's her name? Penelope Cruz, I think it is. Oh my God. One of the most hysterical movies. If you want to know about wrestling and the Catholic faith, and you want to laugh, yeah, Nacho Libre. You're welcome. The recommendation is you're going to die. You're welcome. What else is going on in the news today? Dan Martell, my boy, money doesn't ruin kids. Protecting them from work does. Come on. Can I get a freaking pin drop? Dan, pin drop, bro. Genius, man. Like, dude, I'm telling you right now, one of the best things is putting those kids to work, man. Because you have to understand the way every one of us is wired. Every one of us on planet Earth needs to feel NAV'd, N-A-V'd, needed, appreciated, and valued. All of us do. Most of us today don't feel that. Okay. Typically, to do that, you've got, instead of chasing pleasure, you got to chase purpose. Okay. But listen, if you guys understand what I'm saying here, the best way for any one of us to feel NAV'd on a daily basis is to be able to put in a hard day's work of something that is around your talent stack, your giftings. That is how all of us get the feeling of needed, appreciated, and valued, right? All of us have that. Okay. So that's why this is such a huge deal, man. Like, no, seriously, make sure that you guys get up out of bed in the morning. Teach your kids the value of hard work. It's a blessing. Working is a blessing. But if you teach them it's about the money and it's transactional, you just ruined your kid. Give them the meaning. It's to help you suffer less. It's to help the customers suffer less. It's a heart project. It's not transactional. Money's the byproduct of serving and feeling NAV'd. I don't know, man. Is that making sense to you guys? I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like, and so many of you guys are sitting there like, man, what this dude is saying resonates with me. Listen, if you feel stuck or if you need assistance with something, man, business, accounting, you want some strategy planning, you haven't moved in the last couple of years. You've got this idea, but you're paralyzed. You suffer from analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis. Look, we'll help. We believe in open sourced assistance, bro. So you don't have to be one of our customers to get help. Why? Why does everything that's useful have to be behind a freaking paywall? It doesn't. Okay. Hang out, man. Hit me a question, businessforbreakfastradio.com. I'll reply back or read it on air or hit me up, speakwithaaron.com, aaron.com. You get to me. We'll talk about anything, strategy, consulting, accounting, payroll. I don't care what it is, taxes, OBBA laws. I don't care. Whatever. We'll talk about how freaking horrible the Cowboys are. Okay. But I'm just telling you guys, we all need each other. What else is going on in the news today? All right. Okay. Here, listen. Here's the title. Trump, Wall Street plans puts mom and pop investors at risk. The story, the Trump administration issued an executive order in August of last year to ease access for Americans to high-risk alternative investments in 401k retirement accounts, aiming to boost growth and diversification while commuting the prison sentence of David Gentile, convicted in a $1.6 billion fraud scheme involving such investments that harm small investors like teachers and nurses. So critics, including investor advocates and former regulators, warned that loosening protections allows Wall Street firms to target inexperienced mom-pop investors with complex products. You guys know that every year I'm training right now. I'm officially 57. I'm 57 days from my annual pedaling against Ponzi's charity ride. I'm training, so I'll be in the gym this afternoon. And you can't do what we do with accounting and consulting and sit across the table from these individuals that have been railroaded by these schemers that run these Ponzi schemes and financial crimes. I've seen it. It is the worst crime you've ever seen. And it's also the crime that has the most silent victims because this is your parents and grandparents, and they're so embarrassed and ashamed they tell no one. No one. More often than not, it's only when the parents pass away do the kids realize the parents lost it all to a scheme. It's usually reading it in the will. That's right. That's right. And so every year, I torture myself, ride 2,000 miles from Dallas to Washington, D.C., to bring awareness to this horrible crime and to bring awareness for these amazing families that are affected. Both things. And by the way, if you guys want to check out what we're doing, you can search for the Peddling Against Ponzi's Facebook page or go to ponzirelief.org, and you'll see kind of what's going on. But this is the reason why this is such a big deal. Because remember, the mom and pop Venti shop spends all 7 plates of business. They don't have degrees in business. They don't have degrees in this stuff. They don't have an expertise in this stuff. They just happen to like have the best pizza joint in town. Everybody freaking loves them, man. There's an hour wait to get in the door because their pizza's so delicious. If this happens, this is going to do some major, major damage, which is why one of the big things I'm pushing for, and I'm going to say it out loud, bro. I believe the same way all states have insurance funds, right? They have state guarantee funds for insurance products in case something happens. I believe every state should have a guarantee fund for investments. You know that every single insurance product that you have, a piece of that goes to insurance premium, and it goes into like basically the state bucket, the pool, to cover that stuff. Why can't it be the same thing for securities? Why? It's not okay that somebody loses. I'm telling you right now, one of the families that I pedal for lost over $1 million. It was actually just under $1 million. It's like $986,000. The husband and wife were just blue collar, saved every penny that they had to have just just under $1 million in retirement. Wasn't even for them. It was for their special needs son. Yeah. And a crook out of Indiana stole it. They sentenced him to 5 years, but you know these crooks always get out 2 years early on good behavior. They let these crooks go home for Christmas and the holidays to see their family. Oh, we. What the hell? If you're going to allow this, Wall Street, you better freaking put a state guarantee fund in place. You better. It's time you start protecting those that can't protect themselves. It is not okay that all the laws are designed to protect the wolves and not the freaking sheep. Start protecting the sheep. Do better. Freaking do better. It's bullshit. Dude, there's only a couple things that get me worked up, man. And taking advantage of retirees, bro, I lose my mind. I lose my mind. What else is going on news? We got to change the tune, bro, because I got to get back to happy. Man, boy, I see that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. New York is losing jobs to Texas. And Mondani's tax push will worsen the exodus. That's right. Because people don't think. They listen to words, but they don't actually think. How do you actually make that happen? You don't. You don't. So what do? Oh my God. I don't even know how he's going to get the money, but I just trust every word out of his mouth is going to be true. Really? Really? New York is losing thousands of jobs to Texas due to the Lone Star State's low tax, pro-growth policies, including no corporate or state income tax, and a modest 0.75% franchise tax, which are attracting corporations and diverting firms from freaking Wall Street. That's right. The exodus from Cali and NY is it. I don't think it's repairable. When I say repairable, I'm talking decades, like decades, like a generation to repair what these idiots, what these morons are doing to ruin these states because of the group of their little friends, because they don't ever veer out of the freaking castle. Yeah, Mondani came from money. Yeah, he did. He wasn't poor. He didn't grow up like me with freaking Navy parents growing up or freaking school shopping the first of the year. My mom's like, here's $100. And we just shop at freaking the commissary. The commissary. You want to know why? Tax free. And did you know shopping in the commissary? I don't know if you guys knew this, but yeah. So shopping in the commissary, all the clothes that you see are already out of style. Okay, so like I'm not kidding. I was buying Bugle Boy when it was already out of style. And for the love of God, if you want to talk about merciless teasing, if you wore members only, and trust me, I had a lot of that crap. I had a lot of members only. Merciless, bro. Merciless. Do you remember the jams? Yeah, yeah. We were so po. We weren't even poor. We were po. We couldn't even finish the word. We were so po. Okay. My mom made our jams. My mom made my Cabbage Patch doll. I know. My sister had one. I needed one too. She made it. Yeah, yeah, she made it. I swear. That's how po we were. Try growing up po. Okay. Try growing up po. Yeah. Don't act like you po, AOC, Jasmine Crockett. I'm so poor. As you go to like Ivy League schools and crap, basically brushed and raised by the CIA, deep state, whatever. Go away. You guys are annoying. I don't want to have to give you guys in for morons. I don't. Okay. But it's going to happen. It will happen. What else is going on? Minnesota Democrats demand reparations from ICE after losing $18 billion to Somali fraud. Okay, I don't understand this at all. Okay, so here's the story. Minnesota Democrats, including Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, which we know two cons, right, are demanding federal reimbursement for costs incurred during a DHS immigration enforcement surge amid an $18 billion social service fraud scandal linked to the Somali immigrant community. The fraud, they're saying it could have potentially exceeded $30 billion. You know that Somali's entire GDP is $9 billion, about what Minnesota steals every year. It's weird. So wait, so revenue losses are 18 billion, right? Or 81 million for small business due to reduced customer activity. It's going to strain the mom and pop. But am I hearing that they're demanding reparations from ICE? What? You two morons actually allowed all this to happen. I don't understand what's happening. Like, you're demanding the federal government to pay for the mistake that you made. Bro, were you even raised in the 80s for choices and consequences? Like, this was like fundamentally us growing up. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And choices and consequences. You allowed all this crap. And instead of saying, that's me, I own it, you're saying, that's not me. As a matter of fact, I want reparations because I allowed it. I don't understand what I'm reading, but it makes no sense because you gotta leave parties out of this and just go common sense, bro. Just do common sense. Common sense is always our plumb line. Okay. It doesn't matter if it leans left or right. It's just common sense. Just hang it and it'll show you true north and south. Okay. Trust me, right? It does it. What else is going on in the news today? Ethnic minorities are driving America's startup boom. Yes. The story, ethnic minorities are driving America's startup boom with a record-breaking 5.7 million applications to establish new businesses in 2025, largely fueled by the surge in entrepreneurship following the COVID-19 lockdowns. The pandemic prompted millions of Americans to launch startups, and this growth has persisted with ethnic minorities leading the charge. Come on, can I get a woot woot? That is absolutely amazing. I love to hear that. I'm telling you right now. Scott Adams has said this for a year. He's like, dude, I don't know any of the immigrants that you know. He goes, but all the ones that I know that got here legally, they come here like ready to work. They're by nature, they love God. They love their family. They believe in hard work. They believe in being a plus one in society. Like, these are just like fundamental things they believe. My philosophy has always been, if someone has made the decision, remember, not wanting, they've decided that they're going to build a raft or take every penny they have and save it for years to give it to somebody that could literally steal all their money to be basically a coyote to get them to wherever they need to be to get here. And they come here with the clothes on their back and a few $100 in their pocket. You don't think that person's made of something a little bit different than most of us? Come on, bro. You don't think that all of those people by second generation are fully contributing members to society? Come on, man. Use your brain, bro. That is just absolutely like this is the greatest news ever. But the big story is, and what we talked about yesterday was, but it has to be like Americans, like they've gone through the process, right? And because remember, it's about assimilating with our culture. That's the problem. If you come in and you don't go through our school, well, then you have the potential of like importing millions of people that believe in something completely contrarian, which you've got over in Europe right now with the Muslim faith. And again, I know a lot of Muslims; they're fantastic, but is that what your country was founded on? I don't know. By the way, what I'm saying is that whatever faith you want, it's not a big deal as long as you assimilate as a culture, meaning you fit in. Okay, so as Americans, I'm Italian, brah. I'm Italian, okay, but I'm an American Italian, right? So, like, literally, I'll be applying for Italian citizenship because my grandfather was Italian. So that's what's really cool is that you can still be who you are, but you can also be American, and that's why this is like powerful, man. Inc. put out there, I greatly admire Tom Peters for saying aloud what we all sensed was bubbling beneath the surface. He spotted the future before the rest of us dare to. What is this article about? Let's find out. Let's find out, shall we? Gem, I love Gemini for this. Go to Grok for the news. Go to Gemini for this. Please write me a 100-word summary from this Inc. article. What did Tom Peters say, bro? I think he was the guy that basically said if you can't manage, we don't measure. Like, this dude just freaking amazing. Okay. He said, let's see. By daring to speak. Okay, so in this reflection, the author celebrates Tom Peters as a prophetic voice in the business world. Peters didn't just follow trends. He possessed the rare ability to articulate the bubbling culture and economic shifts that others felt but couldn't define. By daring to speak these truths aloud, he essentially mapped out the future of management and leadership before it became mainstream reality. Yeah. The article highlights Peters' courage in challenging the status quo, cementing his legacy as a leader who saw the horizon clearly with the rest of the industries was still catching up. So, key takeaways. His intuition. Peters identifies subtle undercurrents in business long before the service, right? I've told you that before. Part of my success, probably the main thing of my success in business is that I'm always able to see trends 5 to 10 years before they're there. Okay. What also was a key takeaway for this article was his boldness. He had the nerve to vocalize radical ideas that others ignored. You got to have a backbone, man. You got to use candor, but your operating system has to be that of respect, kindness, and gratitude, right? So there's a way to remember. It's not what you say; it's how you say it, right? And his legacy, his foresight, provided a blueprint for modern organizational success. So fantastic article. Absolutely love this dude. He is a legend and an icon. What else is going on in the news today? Oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about. I know this show's only an hour, but I feel like mainly because I talk so fast, I can make this a 3-hour show because we talk about so much, but there is so much meaty content every day. I can't wait to get through it. I never do because there's so much. But here's a great story. Small business owners looking to sell to employees want tax benefit deadline extended. So here's the story. Ottawa introduced employee ownership trust, EOTs, okay, to allow, is this Canada? It must be Canada. Ottawa, that's the story. Ottawa introduced employee ownership trust, EOTs. We call ours ESOPs, okay, in 2024 to allow small business owners to sell at least 51% of their shares to employees with a complementary tax incentive enabling up to $10 million in tax-free capital gains over 10 years. What? But this is set to expire December 31st of 2025, which means it already expired, prompting. So what they're saying is this expired December, and they want to bring it back, right? Like without this extension, owners face rush decisions or lost tax savings, impacting retirement planning and potentially disrupting the smooth business transactions and the transitions that really otherwise lead to maintain operations and the employee stability. So this is a big deal, man, because I'm telling you right now, you guys know that I wear my 6 WWJD bracelets every day, okay? I have 3 on this wrist and 3 on this wrist. And these are all my J's. This is my own executive counsel. And so on this wrist, I've got red, which is obviously for Jesus, dark blue, which is for John D. Rockefeller, light blue is for Thomas J. Watson and Johnson, IBM. On this wrist, though, on the bottom is green, yellow, and gray. So green stands for George Jenkins from Publix grocery store. If you've been to Florida, you knows what I'm saying. Yellow is for Jeff Bezos with obviously Amazon. And then gray is for Jack Welch for GE. But I'm going to focus right now on the green George Jenkins. So you understand that Publix grocery store is the largest employee-owned company in the country. Over 250,000 employees, all shareholders and owners of Publix. The Jenkins family still owns 20% of Publix, but the employee trust of Publix owns the other 80%. Now, the reason why I love Publix more than anything is because it is today the modern day Standard Oil. So Standard Oil made more blue collar working class millionaires than any company before or after. Okay, Publix today, same thing. That's right. Did you know that at Publix you can get a job stocking shelves and be there for 20, 25 years and retire a millionaire? Did you know that? If you're in management, you don't know what to do with all your millions. You ever been to a Publix? Walk in. Like people know, bro. Like people online, if there's a fight in Publix, everybody like, what the hell is wrong with you? This is not Publix behavior. That's Walmart behavior. This ain't Publix behavior. Like there is a covetous vibe and synergy at Publix because it's freaking employee owned. You don't think this is powerful, man? Because most people have a job, and how you get them from a job, you got to move them to a career, and that's how they get engaged. And then if you get them long enough, you move from a career to their calling, and that's the sweet spot. How you get them thinking, I'm in this for long haul. Make them a freaking owner. Oh, I don't know. Bing bong. It's not rocket science. Make them owners, man. Okay. So this is huge, man. This is huge. Way to go, Ottawa, man. Okay. All right. What else is going on in the news? Oh, man, there is so much. So much. Dude, this was in Benzinga. Grandmother with dementia gave scammers $250,000 in cash thinking he was a detective. She believed she was doing the right thing. Man, I don't understand. I don't understand how people can do that to other people and sleep at night. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. I wake up every day. You remember like in the 1980s, those red things, and you put in that like white card that has like those little pictures in it, and you drop it in. You do this click, 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 click. Remember that? Like click. Their faces, because we were accounting. Like I've said, I've engineered their plans. Like I've been a plan engineer for most of my career, and so it's like I can't sleep because their faces haunt me, and I had 0% of anything to do with any of the money being stolen. 0. But I see them, and I can't sleep. That's the reason why I started years ago pedaling against Ponzi's. It's the cross-country bike ride to bring awareness to this horrible crime and bring awareness and healing to these amazing families that are affected by this horrible crime. When I read this, man, I don't know, man. There's a special place in hell for people to do this, dude. There is. And by the way, there's a difference between a bad business guy who just is a moron and lost money compared to a guy that quite literally, I say a guy because it's 99% of the time it's a man, that is doing it intentionally, knowing they're stealing it, and they sleep at night. Yep. We need to send Jason Statham over there as a beekeeper. Yeah, go watch that movie. You talk about a reckoning. Come on now. Come on now. Absolutely. Here on Wall Street Map, great follow on X. 2 refineries in California are shutting down due to the California Gavin Newsom regulations, making it impossible to function profitably. What? California already has the highest gasoline prices in the U.S. and is about to get worse. Due to the Jones Act, the gasoline is exported from Texas to the Bahamas, then imported from the Bahamas to California. What? The Jones Act requires American flagged vessels if it were to go from Texas to California directly. The Jones Act requires American flagged vessels if it were to go from directly, but by exporting it first to the Bahamas, the country, that sidesteps the Jones Act. This adds weeks of shipping time, but ultimately saves a few dollars per barrel. There are not many vessels compliant with the Jones Act. The real problem is lack of refineries in California and lack of pipelines between Texas and California. What? I don't understand this. How is it? Is it just that many millions of people that pay in every single week and every other week from their paycheck that California doesn't feel any of this? I don't understand. Like, how can you lose two enormous businesses and like losing an industry and somehow you're still in business? I don't know, man. Like, it's weird to me. Okay. I don't understand why it is the way it is, but it is. And so I don't know, man. But, you know, I tell you, it's weird because you can clearly see that there is a disconnect between what the people want and what the government gives, you know. and I'm telling you, the reason why the happiest countries in the world are the Nordic countries, Scandinavia, Finland, Sweden, blah, 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 okay, Iceland, Greenland. And it's not because it's Hawaii and as soon as you land, it's sunshine and they give you a lei and like, oh, aloha, welcome to Finland. No. Matter of fact, every day it's cold, it's dreary, it's overcast every day. But there is a deep, deep love and trust between the people and the government. Full transparency, and it's a place where they fully believe that the elected representatives are actually doing the needs of the people. We have not been there in decades. It's been decades. It has nothing to do with left or right. It has to do with the blob and the people in control and power and money. And that has nothing to do with politics. That's just people. Okay. That's just people. Right. And so, with the news today, I knew you guys would absolutely love it. And I wanted to kind of shift before we get into our reframe of the day, which you guys are going to absolutely love. I wanted to kind of get into, because today is Wasabi Wednesday, which we all know is when we get the spicy tea. I've joked about this. I'm 60% dude and 40% chick. Okay. My sister is opposite, bro. She's 60% chick and 40% dude. And so no. Last night I watched the latest episode of Housewives of Beverly Hills. Nah, ma, I own it, bro. Are you kidding? Dorit, Kyle, there's so much tea for us to talk about. I can't even wait. Okay. So let's get into some tea for some Wasabi Wednesday. And it is mind bending. Okay. So remember, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to be your TMZ. You're welcome. I'm going to be the TMZ for you. Okay. Ready? Now, first, I have to start with my Housewives of BH. Okay. Because been a fan of them. Like Orange County for sure, but BH is just on another level. Okay. Those gals are just, I don't know. I don't understand it. There's a deep love and connection there. But man, what's going on with Dorit right now, bro? I don't know if that's Ozempic. I don't know what it is, bro. But like everything, she's against everyone. She thinks everybody's conspiring against her. And by the way, all that went down when that chick basically got robbed. I noticed that her spidey sense went big up. She's paranoid about everything, and like everything's a conspiracy theory. Okay, all right. Erica Jane, did you guys know is dating a psychopath? When I say psychopath, I'm talking he's a dude you never want to get in a fight with. Never. John McPhee. Okay. So go look, dude. This dude, special teams, like beret, Green Beret stuff, got removed from that for bad behavior. Did you hear what I just said? Do you think this is a dude you want to piss off? And by the way, go Google the dude. He looks like a dude that, like, if you ever got in a fight and you're like, I have to have one person, but I have to fight like 30 people, you'd pick John McPhee. You would. That's what the dude looks like. Kyle Richards, boy, with her and Dorit going on, she don't trust Dorit no more. No, she does not. And not only that, this freaking chick, Amanda, everybody, this is the greatest tea on planet Earth. And Andy Cohen is sitting there just like, everybody hates this chick, but he's like, but they can't stop tuning in because she's so annoying. She's like the old Crystal. Remember Crystal Minkoff? Yeah, remember her? This is my truth. When she freaking, do you remember this? When she literally went to Sutton and they're in the hot tub and she's like this, and she was like, it was so dark and like it was like my truth. And like, but you're ruining her name and reputation. Sutton's a lot of things, but she ain't what you're calling her. And because you can't actually put your words on it, what you're saying, you're hurting somebody's name and reputation because you are the most easily offended generation on earth. That's millennials. Millennials are the most offended generation we've ever seen in human history. Everything's offensive to them. Everything has to be perfect. You can't talk to me that way. I have boundaries. I can talk to you however I want, but you can't talk to me that way. Oh, damn, dude. And we all know Mrs. Scam artist Amanda Francis and cult running accusations. Now, supposedly there was rumors she was going to be quitting the show, but this chick is getting, remember, she manifested this last episode. She's like, when I was a kid, I had a Barbie, a Malibu Barbie, and I had like the 3-story. Oh, I had this like book. It was like a 3-story mansion. And it was like on the water. And I saw dolphins. I saw dolphins. And I'm living that right now. Go freaking watch it. It is the greatest entertainment you've ever seen. It is amazing. Okay. You watch it purely for you got to be kidding. Where the hell? Where is it? Where's the Scarlet Little M? I got to give some M's, bro. I got to give some M's. Okay. So what else is going on? You guys know this is all about tea. Bad Bunny we're switching Super Bowls, Super Bowl hookups. Okay. Vibes, big stuff. Bad Bunny. Somehow wins a Grammy Album of the Year. I don't even understand how. Nobody even knows what the dude says. Nobody knows. Okay. Now, Lewis Hamilton, I have loved you since day one, especially when you had your purple helmet, because my favorite color is Rebecca Purple. And I think it's hex. I think it's like 339966, something like that. But it's this beautiful deep purple. But if you know anything about Louis, and how he started and how his parents had no money and his dad worked 2 jobs and put him on a track and got used carts to race so Louis could race. Is a reason why he's one of the most recognized people on planet Earth. And he's just humble. He's just a fantastic dude. And somehow this dude got hooked up with Kardashian. How? It can't be that good. It just can't be. Okay. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense, but we all know the dude is going to wise up because the thing you all know about Louis Hamilton, he don't like drama. And it's humanly impossible to not be in that family without being also attached to the drama. So I feel like it's going to work itself out. It just pisses me off, okay? What else is going on? Bro, Tom Brady flirting vibes with Alex Earl at the Super Bowl event. They were getting all snookity at the Super Bowl party. Freaking Kendall Jenner, okay? Supported the party, sister vibes, all this garbage, okay? Athletes. Oh my God, bro. There is so much to tell you guys. So much. Okay. So like when it comes to the Olympics, we already know what happened over the weekend, dude. Mr. Quad, literally one of the worst, probably the most spectacular Olympic fail. Yes, I'm not talking just this Olympics. I mean, probably in Olympic history. You know that we're at 100 years. I think 1925 or 26 is when they started the Winter Olympics. We're right at it's 25. This is our 25th Winter Olympics. So it's right at 100 years. Okay. That was the worst performance that I think we know in 100 years. Okay. You guys remember Mark Kennedy, Canadian curler, accused of Boop-Gate, curling scandal, pushing stones past hog line. Dude's dropping F-bombs because I did not do any boops. And he's like, how dare you effing accuse me of booping? You're like, I don't, bro, like, how can booping and you being pissed off be in the same sentence? I don't understand that. Rachel Homan, Canadian curler, stone disqualified for double touch and loss. Cannot do that, bro. Curling this year, dude, maybe because Josh, like JAWSH on TikTok, first of all, he's like, bro, you know what I love? Every Monday, Magical Mondays, I start every Magical Monday with a Josh TikTok because the dude he sets your whole day. He sets your whole day, okay? So when he starts talking about curling, I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I need to check into this thing, man. Like Josh is like I want to check it out now. What else is going on in the Olympics? Let's see. Vladislav. Anyway, he's Ukrainian. Okay, disqualified, banned from the tribute helmet for fallen athletes' coaches. What? Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. So basically, Vladislav, is pissed off that you've basically got these leaders who are just basically playing chess with real life people because the guy that's running, Ukraine, because it's a Ukrainian skeleton, and the guy that runs that country literally does not, because as long as he can be in a state of war, they don't have to have elections, which means the second he's out, he's toast. He's not going to make it out. And so what you have here is you've got a guy that's like, it's not okay that you're basically just picking men off the street, putting them in cars, and sending them to war. It's not okay. And they disqualified him for that. This has been the NFL kneeling, man. Like that is, I get it. I understand it. You're trying to, this is not the time or place to bring attention to the cause. I get it. But at the same time, it's really happening. And there's real suffering happening, right? What else is going on in the Olympics? Norwegian ski jumping team. Past ethic violations for suit manipulation, crotch stitching for arrow advantage. You know that the Summer Olympics that Michael Phelps won, you know that that they basically cheated. The reason why really nobody actually gives validity to any of Michael Phelps's world records. And by the way, I was competitive for my whole life, okay? It's because the suit they wore that year got disqualified after that Olympics. Yes, the suit that they wore trapped millions and millions of air bubbles and literally put a protective barrier of air around the person as they floated through, and it also made them float higher in the water. Like if you ever watch Phelps, and trust me, as a competitive swimmer, you understand the vibe, and the water's here, but your face is here, so there's like a vacuum. But the dude was sitting on the water, like on the water. And I was like, what? Yeah, dude. Suits. The suits do that. And that's why they're back to Speedos, bro. Because the full body suits were literally designed to make them float and basically have almost no resistance going through water. Yep. So whenever a team is doing this, okay, you know what's going on, right? So they're like stitching their crotch and crap, like trying to, like, they're calling it penis gate. I know. Did you hear this? It's like crotch gate, penis gate. Okay. So, what? What? Tied to broader Crotch-Gate rumors of hyaluronic acid injections? What? They're saying it's debunked, but I don't know, man. General Village bust, 10,000 condoms gone in 72 hours. Come on, bro. This is fantastic. Lindsey Vonn. Oh, bro. She had a horrible crash. She was out, bro. Dude. The tea today, bro. I knew you guys would love it. Okay. And so before we wrap up, I want to do a reframe. And you guys know every single day, I'll do a reframe from a chapter out of Scott Adams' book, How to Reframe Your Brain. And chapter 8 is how to make your own reframes. And so I wanted to share with you guys how I created a reframe to get myself out of bed early in the morning. So for most of my adult life, I was a fine dining waiter in the evening as I ran a business in the evening or during the day. And one of the things waiting tables is you don't go to bed till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Like it's just like that. Okay. But the difficult thing was I just intuitively knew that if I wanted to be successful, that I was going to have to unlock early morning. I knew it. And so I did this weird reframe to teach myself, and it was actually a process. Systems over goals. And so I built a system with this reframe of I can't wait to get out of bed in the morning. Okay. And so what I did is I would set this reframe, I can't wait to get out of bed in the morning. And then I had this little system set up. So I would take my cell phone, okay, right here, obviously not the one from 20 years ago, but I would take the phone. And you know those like safes, the safes that you put on your bed, like really thick plastic, and they're like fire resistant but not fireproof. So like you put all your wills and stuff in there. Okay, so I had one of those, and so I would put that in the kitchen, and I would take my cell phone, and I would plug in my cell phone in the wall, and I would take the cord, and I would plug in the cell phone, and I would put it in the safe, and I would lock the safe and take the key away. Now remember, this is in the kitchen. Okay, so then I would take the key, and I would go put the key in the garage, on the opposite side of the garage. Okay. So in the morning, and in the safe, I would take half of a lemon and I cut it in half and would put it in there. So when my alarm goes off in the morning, I'm like, because I sleep with like one eye open. I'm like, whoa, oh, I hear the alarm. I get up and like walk into the kitchen. Oh, damn it. I have to go to the garage. Oh my God, that floor's cold. Whew, whew. Oh God. Okay. Where the hell did I put that key? Oh, it's over here. Grab the key, walk back in, shut the door, walk back into the kitchen, unlock the thing while the alarm is still going off, unlock it, turn off the alarm, shoot the lemon. Bro, if your ass is not wide awake with that routine, but it starts with the reframe, I can't wait to get out of bed in the morning. And when I tell you guys, I've engineered a lifestyle for myself. I can't wait to get out of bed in the morning. And I'm telling you right now, it's probably the greatest secret to my success is when I started 20 years ago, teaching myself to be excited about getting out of bed in the morning. Now, if you guys have questions about what we talked about here on this show, you guys, I know you guys are like, oh my God, dude, like the business, the accounting, the consulting, the strategy, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You can get to us. We believe in open source help. We believe you should not put help behind a paywall, right? You always have access to us, even if you're not one of our customers. There's two ways to hit us up. You got an idea for a business, you're stuck somewhere, go ask a question, man. Go to businessforbreakfastradio.com, or you want to talk to me directly, and we can talk about anything you want to talk about, including how horrible the Cowboys are. Go to speakwithaaron.com. That's aaron.com, aaron.com, okay? So you guys know that right there, if you were actually listening to the whole thing, you know that was the greatest Business for Breakfast episode you've ever seen. But remember, guys, everything we talked about here, if you think that it's hard or you think that it's easy, you're right. I don't want you guys just working in your business, man. Make sure today you mind your own business. All right, my beautiful people, you got the news, you got the tips and tricks. Now go own this day. Woo! I'm your host, Aaron Novinger, the Venti Business Guy, and you guys know what freaking time it is. What time is it, my beautiful people? It's time to get to work. Pow!